Hey everyone, it's Chris Bennett, your blockchain beard guy. One of the questions I get asked most about blockchain, especially when I'm talking about blockchain in a corporate or enterprise setting, is, hey, all this sounds good, but can you give me some real world examples? Who's actually using this stuff? So I want to tell a story today about a real life blockchain implementation. I think it really hits on a lot of key challenges that a lot of businesses today face. And that is the story of blockchain, of Hyperledger Fabric, and the National Association of Realtors. So here in the United States, the National Association of Realtors is a collection of over 1,200 different national, state, and local real estate associations. What makes their job really interesting is all their member organizations are entirely independent entities. They're all their own corporations. So the National Association of Realtors collects information. They try and work with all these member associations to provide good insights, good services, etc. to their members. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to be able to analyze member engagement data. So they wanted to do things like, let's say you're a real estate agent in Phoenix and you decide to pack up one day, move to Baltimore and start selling real estate there. Well, maybe back in Phoenix you were on the local Chamber of Commerce in addition to being a realtor, and you also sat on a real estate advisory board for the governor's office. Well, that's stuff that the association in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania would really like to know about because they might be able to help find similar roles for you, and if that was work you enjoyed, you definitely want to find that again. And it's also really a great way for these real estate associations to give back to the community by plugging their members in, helping them find this kind of volunteer and extracurricular work. So they wanted to do this for a long time. The problem was getting the data. And again, remember, National Association of Realtors is 1,200 different independent organizations. So trying to get 1,200 CEOs to agree to relinquish control of their data and put it into a centralized database owned by NAR, that just wasn't a very popular idea. And so they weren't able to do much with this idea until they started looking at blockchain, and in particular Hyperledger Fabric. This gave all 1,200 member organizations a way to contribute data in a common format where they still could maintain control and access rights to it, so they weren't giving up that control. Remember, when we talk about Hyperledger, we're talking about something different than a lot of the other blockchain platforms that we're used to hearing about, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, which are public and permissionless and highly anonymous. When we talk about something like Hyperledger and blockchain in an enterprise or business scenario, we're talking about something very different because it's not anonymous. And once we know who the participants are, we can draw up rules, create permissions, define roles, etc. And so that's exactly what NAR did. They set up a pilot program, which once it went live in the first week, had 51 additional organizations sign up. So it was a pilot program of 6 associations. They used data from 4 of them. And what they found was trying to find member information for any of the associations in the pilot program. So looking up a realtor, seeing his or her past involvement in community organizations, volunteer positions, even getting basic contact information like an email address or a phone number. It took a matter of seconds, and this used to take hours or even days of back and forth phone calls and emails. So I really like this story because, again, I think it hits on a lot of the challenges that many businesses face right now, which is your business or your organization is just one participant in a larger business network. And there are probably things you would love to be able to do in that network, data you would love to be able to share and analyze, but there's not a safe, secure way to do it that doesn't involve putting too much power into the hands of one central authority. So if you're in a business network like that, you may want to look at blockchain, and especially private permission blockchains. I'll include a link to the case study white paper on Hyperledger's website about the National Association of Realtors, so you can read more about this yourself. But I think it's a very interesting case study, and it's one I like to bring up a lot when people ask, hey, what are people actually doing with blockchain in the real world? What problems is it solving? What values is it providing? I think this is just a great story. So, hope you guys are having a great day. Appreciate it, as always, for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Chris Bennett, your blockchain beard guy. Hope you guys are having a great day.